The Renters' Rights Bill is set to transform the UK rental market. It represents the most significant legislative overhaul in over 30 years, and I wanted to cut through the noise and bring you a clear, concise update on what's coming and what it means for us all. Recently, I had the privilege of attending the House of Lords to discuss amendments to the bill at the invitation of peers, and I remain committed to ensuring landlords' voices are heard as the legislation progresses, and I will continue working with policymakers as far as possible to achieve a balanced outcome. While the precise implementation timeline remains uncertain, industry experts widely predict that the bill will become law late 2025, early 2026, meaning we need to prepare now. So let's dive into some of the key changes in the bill. The abolition of Section 21 notices. No fault evictions will be abolished. Going forward, landlords will need a legally valid reason to regain possession under Section 8 of the Housing Act, such as moving back in, needing the property for a family member, rent arrears, antisocial behaviour. I have a separate summary of the Section 8 grounds, and if you'd like, I can send you a copy of that. Just let me know and I'll send it over. The removal of fixed term tenancies. All new tenancies will be rolling periodic from day one, either month to month or week to week, and the legislation will also catch all current tenancies, nullifying their fixed term periods and porting them to periodic tenancies from the implementation day, and I've yet to meet a tenant that wants that to happen. Tenants would have to provide 2 months notice, landlords would have to provide 4 months notice for all the non-fault eviction grounds. Rent increases. Rent increases will only be permitted via a Section 13 notice once a year. Tenancy agreement clauses will no longer be sufficient. 2 months notice must be given for any increase. Tenants can challenge increases via a tribunal, and non-compliance with paperwork could lead to fines and or the increase being rejected. Rent arrears and eviction timelines. The mandatory eviction threshold for rent arrears will increase from 2 months to 3 months. The notice period for possession doubles from 2 weeks to 4 weeks. Given court backlogs, landlords could face a 6 to 8 month delay before a court hearing, and this could lead to up to a year of unpaid rent before you get possession. I'm really pushing for amendments at committee stage because I firmly believe this change disproportionately impacts landlords and lacks any justification. The Decent Home Standard and AWARB's law. The Decent Home Standard will now apply to the private rented sector. AWARB's law introduces stricter deadlines for addressing serious hazards with stronger enforcement measures. New tenant protections, pets and discrimination. Landlords can no longer impose a blanket ban on pets. However, they can require pet insurance and request that the tenant pays for this under amendment to the Tenant Fees Act 2019. Discrimination. There will be tougher restrictions against refusing tenants based on benefits or family status. Rent repayment orders, fines and possession blocks. The scope of rent repayment orders is expanding. Landlords who fail to meet obligations could face prosecution, fines, blocks on possession claims, mandatory rent repayments, which could have severe financial consequences of up to 2 years. Other key changes include a new rental ombudsman, a digital private rented sector database requiring all landlords and their properties to be registered, a mandatory landlord redress scheme covering all landlords, including those that are letting privately without a qualified agent involved. What this means for landlords? Well, clearly, the stakes are rising. Key laws are changing, enforcement powers are strengthening, and compliance is becoming increasingly complex. To compound the issue, UK letting law is not all nicely written down in one place. It has evolved piecemeal over decades, with frequent new regulations which complicate compliance even further. But don't panic, help is at hand. Over the past 6 to 9 months, my team and I have spoken to more landlords than ever before, many of whom self-manage at the moment. They're realising that navigating the shifting legal landscape alone is becoming riskier and more challenging. So they've reached out to me to ensure compliance and peace of mind. We have also onboarded a number of already tenanted properties into our managed portfolio. We've reviewed the rent levels, overhauled the compliance to ensure the landlord is ready and the tenant is safe. If you're a landlord with questions or concerns, get in touch with me and my team. We are here to help you stay ahead of the curve and protect your investments. Call me, email me, come into my office. I'll be happy to share my knowledge with you, and I look forward to working with you. Thanks for watching.